the greatest boxers, if not the greatest boxer in history. He's absolutely sensational. But he retired years ago. And for me personally, I know these exhibition matches are entertaining. I like the one with Conor McGregor, not so much the one with Logan. Just see some of these things. And this is just my personal feeling. Not a movie. This is not Rocky 3, where Rocky is going against Thunderbolt, who that was his name, or Hulk Hogan, okay?
Not interested in boxing anymore. Okay. So he's interested in cashing in on it.
Before he wants an exhibition with me, but I disagree, and I don't want to fight with exhibition with him. I want to fight a real fight like this. So this is what I'm waiting for.
Analysts Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman stirred up fresh controversy after criticizing Floyd Mayweather Jr. over the Manny Pacquiao rematch situation, following Mayweather's claim that the bout is only an exhibition, despite reports that contracts for a full fight were already signed. Stephen A. Smith also suggested that Mayweather may be using mind games to control the narrative around the matchup.
I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop.
Like Stephen A., several analysts believe Floyd Mayweather's comments describing the Pacquiao rematch as an exhibition may not be accidental, but instead a calculated strategy, rather than a misunderstanding or contract issue. They suggest he could be deliberately framing the fight in a controversial way to spark debate and increase attention around the event.
I think that this is just a selling point. I think ultimately Mayweather has to agree to whatever the contract is. If it's a fight, I think one of the comments the other day really made a point that, one of the comments in our chat made a point that, has really stuck with me. Mayweather has to know the terms he agreed to. Come on, I mean, you can't just sign something and not know those terms. He's got to know that if it is, in fact, it has to be a fight, then he would do this. And he knows he's got to go through with a fight. He may just be saying this just to sell the fight in general, just sell it as, make it a talking point, make it a controversial point so that people want to wind up, talking about it more. It becomes a topic of discussion. And then from that perspective, people, end up watching, more people end up watching it because it becomes more of a polarizing topic of conversation. So I don't know. I see this eventually getting straightened out. I think it has to. I mean, Floyd has to fight right now. I think Mayweather probably wants to fight right now. I mean, Mayweather wants to fight and probably has to fight right now. And Pacquiao seems to want to and have to as well. So in one way or another, I think it's going to get straightened out.
The controversy began when Mayweather publicly referred to the rematch as an exhibition, a statement that directly conflicted with Manny Pacquiao's claims, as well as the expectations of promoters, broadcasters, and other stakeholders involved in the event. This unexpected change in narrative quickly raised concerns and questions across the boxing community.
Manny, by chance, did you see what Floyd said? I think he's saying that he feels it's an exhibition and not a real fight.
Is that what he's feeling? But he signed a real fight.
So it's for sure.
Yes, the contract that we signed is a real fight.
Real fight, okay. Yeah, because I know he said...
I want to fight an exhibition.
No exhibition. It's either real fight or not.
Yeah, it's a real fight, yeah.
The Sphere still in Las Vegas?
That's the contract that he signed. I mean,
okay, so it's still happening then.
He has to remember that.
But it's still on? It's still happening?
Oh yeah, we did sign the contract already, so there's no reason why.
Why wouldn't?
Why wouldn't? Yeah.
All right. Look good. You look already in shape. What adjustments do you think you're gonna make for the rematch? Adjustments compared to the first fight.
I have the improved and better strategy compared to the last one.
Manny Pacquiao Promotions has accused Mayweather of violating the contract, alleging that he signed multiple agreements confirming the bout as a professional fight. They further claim there is documented evidence to support this, including digital signatures and official records.
Has been a breach of contract in terms of what Mayweather had to say the fight weekend of Fundora and Thurman. Apparently he did an interview, said that it was an exhibition, that these guys didn't have anything to prove, that their legends were already set in stone, and that it would be an exhibition. He wasn't sure if it was going to be at the Sphere. Apparently, that is not true. According to a Boxing Scene article that interviewed Jaz Mathur, the CEO of Manny Pacquiao Promotions, said that, yes, the fight is contracted for the Sphere, booked at the Sphere, scheduled at the Sphere for September 19th. It is booked as a professional fight. not as an exhibition. It was never booked as an exhibition, which makes sense because Netflix got behind it, and I would assume that they would not want an exhibition. We said the other day, I think it was actually yesterday, we said that this fight has to be a real fight and not an exhibition because, one, Netflix is involved. Two, Manny Pacquiao wants that get back. And two, also just betting lines. It's a huge aspect of this sport, and this kind of fight is going to generate a ton of money.
Max Kellerman strongly believes in a rematch, Manny Pacquiao would comfortably defeat Floyd Mayweather Jr. Be wise, stop it. He highlights Pacquiao's recent activity, sharper combinations, and relentless pressure, suggesting that these improvements could overwhelm Mayweather in a second fight.
So Pacquiao is the active, sharper fighter by the time he fights Floyd in a rematch, and Floyd would be in danger of being stopped. And in that fight, there is a very good chance that Pacquiao will stop Floyd Mayweather. What?
Manny Pacquiao has repeatedly called for an official rematch. Firmly rejecting any suggestion of an exhibition fight, he insists that the bout should be a fully sanctioned professional contest rather than a promotional spectacle. This position directly conflicts with Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s reported stance, making it increasingly uncertain that the fight will proceed under exhibition terms or without a clearly defined competitive agreement.
It's up to him. If he come out to retirement, then we'll have a Mayweather Pacquiao too.
Would you do an exhibition with him, or would you potentially entertain an exhibition with someone like maybe a Conor McGregor?
No, I don't like exhibition. Like I want if Mayweather is my opponent, I don't like exhibition. Like I want fight. Like there's a decision.
Reports indicate that Floyd Mayweather Jr. may have received advance payments tied to an agreement for a professional fight with Manny Pacquiao. The money was reportedly based on the bout being officially sanctioned, which has raised concerns about whether any change in the fight's classification could potentially contradict the original contract terms.
Mayweather has already taken a cash advance payment of his purse for the upcoming Manny Pacquiao rematch on Netflix, despite it currently being in jeopardy. I don't even know how that's possible. Who gave him a cash advance before they even got to the fight? I understand like paying some up front to secure the fight, but paying everything? Maybe it's not what it is. Maybe the cash advance is like partially. But still, what? So if this is to be believed, and this is via ESPN, this is not, random Twitter person reporting this. I think Mike Coppinger also reported the same thing. If this is to be believed, Floyd took a cash advance and then undermined the promotion of his own fight to try to protect his 50-0 record and still make a...
Smith has been openly critical of Floyd Mayweather Jr., questioning the quality of opposition the undefeated champion has faced in recent years.
When you're that great and you're that elite, not just anyone deserves to be in a ring with you, even if you are retired, even if it is for exhibition purposes. A lot of people out there wish they could be in the ring, on a basketball court with a LeBron James. All right? You don't deserve it. You're not him. You're not on his level. He's so elite. He's so phenomenal. You don't deserve to be in that arena with him unless you've earned it. So that's just how I look at it. These exhibitions and all of that stuff, that little melee and stuff don't matter to me. As far as I'm concerned, it could have potentially been orchestrated. I don't know. But I do know not just anybody should be allowed to be in the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather.
Kellerman argues that Floyd has perfected a strategy of taking high-paying, low-risk fights against YouTubers and UFC fighters who lack elite boxing experience, enabling him to earn huge paydays while steering clear of the toughest professional competition in the sport today.
Floyd was like, well, actually, from the fighter's point of view, my best interest is take minimal risk, maximum reward, not get hit, get out with all my money and all my marbles, right? Like that's in the fighter's best interest. Fighters and fans' interest diametrically opposed. And so what Floyd figured out after a while, for example, with Pacquiao, Stephen A., is I don't have to fight this dude at the height of his powers. I can wait. Okay, I'll fight him now. Now there's pent-up demand. I got to make 5 times more than I would have made back then to fight a guy who's not as dangerous as he was back then. That's smart. And then what he realized is, wait a minute, because Conor McGregor's rise, I don't even have to fight fighters, boxers. I can fight dudes who don't box and make $100 million. Now, what fool wouldn't do that if he could? Why fight a guy who's trained his whole life to box you for $30 million when you can fight a guy who hasn't trained his whole life boxing for $100 million? Well, of course, Floyd's right about that, so that's what he did. And since then, he's realized, Stephen A., he never has to get in the ring with a dude who's trained his whole life to box, and he can make money. Whether it's a Japanese kickboxer, right, who's smaller than him, whether it's Logan Paul, who's a YouTube star who's twice his size, it doesn't matter. If you haven't trained in boxing your whole life, It's easy work for Floyd at any age, and he's going to make tens and tens of millions of dollars.
Adding further fuel to the controversy is Mayweather's ongoing participation in exhibition bouts against non-boxers and crossover athletes. Some reports even suggest that his planned exhibitions, including a matchup with kickboxer Mike Zambides, may potentially conflict with the terms of the Pacquiao contract.
Could be one of the most detrimental moments in Floyd Mayweather's career. Floyd Mayweather is back. Iron Mike Zambides is actually from K1. And this dude was a monster. From the highlights I've seen, he would walk up to you, fire off combinations, and send your chin into the fourth dimension. Here's the only problem. His last fight was 10 years ago. So I don't expect Zambides to, put on a masterful performance against Mayweather and beat him. But I also don't expect Mayweather to do a lot of damage to Zambides. Mayweather's 48 years old. Mike Zambides is 45 years old. If Mike Zambides comes in and he's got that, quick style where he can just unload pressure on Floyd Mayweather, again, this could be a huge moment for Zambides and a detrimental moment for Mayweather. So, what do you think of Floyd Money Mayweather versus Iron Mike Zambides?
Despite the ongoing controversy, CEO Jazz Mather has maintained that the rematch between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao is still scheduled to proceed as an official professional fight. He expects the bout to be explosive, highly competitive, and deserving of its global attention, stressing that both fighters remain in strong condition and sharp form despite their age, making a legitimate and compelling contest rather than an exhibition.
You mentioned not being 100% the first time around. I think it was a shoulder, right? Was it a shoulder issue that you were fighting through, popped up during training? To the fans who are excited about this, but a little bit worried about another injury coming up, because we're all 11 years older than we were back in 2015. To them and their concerns, you say what?
Well, both of us are disciplined fighters, so him and me, we taking care of our body, and then we always work out almost every day and playing basketball like that. So right now, I still can fight. I feel like I'm still young. I mean, nothing changed.
Do you think Mayweather is making a smart business move, or is this damaging the credibility of boxing? Share your opinion in the comments below.